What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you one of the best offensive tactics in Madden 19 to really help you out with getting some big yardage on offense. Now, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to stay up to date on the best Madden 19 tips and gameplay all year long, consider hitting the subscribe button below and hitting the bell icon to join the notification squad. So for today's video, like I said, I'm going to show you guys one of the best offensive tactics in the game, and that is how to get a running back at tight end. Now, quickly before we get into this, I know people are going to say, oh, that's cheesy, that's unrealistic, but the thing you have to realize is that in real life football, while we don't see these things happen all the time, you can line up a player wherever you want in real football if you're trying to get an advantage. I mean, you can just take back in the old days of Madden, before like route running was a thing, people used to take Champ Bailey and put him in the slot because he was like always 97 speed and he had crazy catch. So he was like the best slot receiver on the Broncos some years, and people would put him at the slot. And then you see teams do that in real life. You've seen Patrick Peterson line up in the slot for the Cardinals. Me, I'm a Saints fan. Our backup quarterback, Taysom Hill, he's extremely fast. We've lined him up at wide receiver, tight end. We've let him return kicks. He fields, punts and kicks on special teams. So you can line up anybody wherever you want in real life. Now, keep in mind, when you put a running back at tight end, there is a disadvantage to that. If you see somebody doing that, well, they can't run the ball, because if you put a running back at tight end, he's going to get blown off the line. So if you see somebody doing that, you pretty much know they're passing. They're not going to run the ball with them at tight end. So you have to just think like that. Like, it's a good tactic, but it gives you a tell of what they're going to do on offense too. So that's just a little bit of a rant. Let's get into it. So what you want to do is, in game, you go to your depth chart. I'm using the Falcons because they're actually one of the best examples of this. They have two good running backs. Devontae Freeman is the better running back, so you just leave him at running back. And then what you do is you go to your fullback spot and you put in a guy like Tevin Coleman here, 94 speed, ridiculous. And now in some offensive formations, not all, but within your playbook, there'll be a few where you can actually sub him in at tight end. So a popular one is the Y off trio weak. I'm in the Falcons playbook right now. This formation isn't as good in the Falcons. It's really good in the Saints playbook. But if you use the right stick and you scroll through packages and you see the package regular, that puts Tevin Coleman at tight end. Now, you might be asking, well, why would you put a running back at tight end? He can't block, sure. His route runnings typically for most running backs aren't going to be or pretty much any running back's not going to be as good as, most of the better tight ends in the game. But the thing you have to realize with a tight end, they're predominantly on one of two routes when you're playing in a game. If you're an experienced player, you have your tight end on one of two routes when you're passing. He's either on a streak to run coverage off to help you throw, passes underneath. So he's just basically a decoy in that sense. Or two, he's on a drag route or like a slant over the middle, in which the route running doesn't matter nearly as much there. It's more so just about the speed. And if you got a guy like Tevin Coleman here at 94 speed, well, you're going to really be able to just blow by people. So whether it's zone or man, it doesn't matter. We'll just show man here just to kind of show an example. So it's like, you put Tevin Coleman here, and the amount of separation he's going to get. And keep in mind, Telvin Smith is one of the fastest linebackers in the game. He's not a slow linebacker, but we're just blowing right by him because we have Tevin Coleman right here. And now the second part of why this is good is because after the catch, tight ends are terrible. They can't juke, they can't spin, they don't have any type of ball carrier moves. A running back in the open field after the catch, spinning, juking, one-cutting, that's where it really becomes glitchy, because now you're putting him on a route where you can get him in space easier, and now you're in the open field and you can make crazy things happen with him. Like, again, here, we'll go ahead and put him on a slant. And it's like, that speed is going to get him separation. And then if you get one-on-ones in the open field, which will happen more so kind of against zone, because even with man, you're going to get separation, but he's probably going to be able to catch you from behind at some point of the play. But for example, maybe if we go to like a Tampa 2 or something here, and just put him on a drag, in the open field. Now we didn't actually pull off the spin there, but in the open field you're gonna have more of a chance. Here we'll go, I guess, cover 3, see how this works for us, and just try to get, when you get him in the open field, clearly it's way better to have a running back in the open field. We can't seem to get him in any type of open field right now, which is frustrating. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna just drop this dude in a spy or something. Just want to get him in open field. You know, typically online, you're going to be playing against people that blitz and stuff like that. So you're going to have a lot of, you know, opportunities, you know, in the open field. You see how he made the cornerback miss there. Of course, Tevin, you know, what's his name? Telvin Smith cleaned it up. But the whole point is, you have a running back in open field with the speed, the juking, the spin ability. You're going to be able to make a lot more people miss. And now, I mean, other ways this could be good. You might say, well, you know, even on a streak, he can be good. Let's say you're in a cover 2, you know, someone's usering this guy, and you have, like, Coleman on a streak, or what have you. And, you know, this guy might be, you know, staying low, you know, trying to guard one of your over-the-middle things, and you have Tevin Coleman, who's extremely fast on a streak. He's an easy touchdown. So there's other things you can do with this. I mean, you can put him on a whip route. Whip routes are pretty good this year. So you're thinking, like, you know, he's going to get out there faster, and then again, you know, in the open field, you know, he can do more in the open field. You know, as you can see right there, just an example. We hit a spin move there, got an extra few yards. You're not doing that with a tight end. A tight end can't pull that move off. So it just kind of creates, you know, more of a mismatch because he's going to be faster than linebackers and most safeties. And things like that. And like I said, open field, you can do more with him. Now, you know, obviously you want to look through your formation. You're going to be able to get him at tight end and more so under center formations than shotgun. There's going to be a few shotgun formations in your playbook where you can do this, but like deuce close, for example, you know, we can get him. You see at the left tight end spot there, we have him at the left tight end spot. So I mean, not that deuce close isn't like the greatest formation this year as it was last year, but it's still, you know, a good spot to have him in because, again, he's going to typically be lined up on a linebacker that just flat out is not going to be able to run with him at all. I mean, it is what it is. So, like, you see here, he's on, like, a crossing route. And he's not a good route runner, but, I mean, he's got speed. Look at the separation. And then, again, in the open field, we pulled off a juke. We only got maybe a couple extra yards, but still, I mean, anything extra is good. I mean, it's just that simple. Any extra yards you can get are good, and you're going to be able to get more so, you know, extra yards with a guy like this because he has the open field moves. Here, you know, just put him on a whip route in the open field. All right, cool. Juke. All right, we got an extra couple yards. Again, can't really do that with a tight end. There's really no tight ends in the game that have those type of open field moves. So moving along, we're going to just check out some other formations you can get them in. The wing stack formation in single back, another pretty cool formation. As you can see, we can get Tevin Coleman on the outside tight end spot here. Now, you see the PA dig, we have a nice corner out there. Now, I wouldn't recommend usually putting these kind of guys on corner routes because they don't really have the route running, at least if it's versus a man defense. I don't think they have the route running to really get separation, but let's actually just test that out real quick. Now, keep in mind, if you have a running back like maybe an Alvin Kamara, for example, that could be a different story because he's the best, I think, route running running back on the game. So, I mean, here we're going to have Ramsey, you know, matched up with him, so I'm not really expecting him to really make any separation here, but just for, I guess, purposes of testing. And yeah, see, that's why I say typically when you're using a tight end, especially this tactic, you want to use things more like putting them on streaks, either to run coverage off or, you know, drags and slants, you know, something where they can actually use their speed to their advantage. Now, you see there we put him on a drag and we got hit with a block shed, but you could see that Ramsey didn't even have a chance to keep up with him there. So let's do it again. Hopefully this time we don't get instantly block shedded. And you see there, Ramsey kept up a little bit better with him that time. Still got 5 yards out of it. But you can see, if we were to have like Austin Hooper there, for example, he would stand no chance of getting any type of separation versus Ramsey. That time, Ramsey playing it even better. Which is kind of crazy. Ramsey's the best corner in the game, though. So, I mean, that's kind of just is what it is. The first time, he freaking blew just clean past him. This time, Ramsey's kind of keeping up with him. There we playmakered him up. Threw it deep. Like, Ramsey's just so good. But, I mean, we're getting separation, but it just kind of goes to show you that, like, we'll try a slant here. If you would have, like, Austin Hooper here, he would have no chance. See, here, on this slant route here, I mean, huge yards there against Ramsey. So, that's why this tactic is so effective. We'll just browse through a couple more formations real quick. Like, for example, another good one, like, a lot of the single back bunch formations, you can see, we can get him at the tight end spot as well. And single back bunch formations are a lot better than people give them credit for. A lot of people like gun bunch, but the single back ones can be very good as well. And, you know, kind of the same thing here. You put that guy on a drag or a slant, and you're going to cause matchup problems in man defense. And then in zone defense, you get him in space, and you just try to make people miss in the open field. I mean, you see here again, we're in open space. Kind of hard to make people miss when you got a guy trailing behind you like that, because as soon as you go to do any type of a move, they're gonna be like right on your tail. But let's see, let's go to like a cover 3 real quick, try that out. But that's just it. You're just trying to get guy in open space, make things happen with them, and you can't really do that as much with regular tight ends because they don't have the speed and they don't have the open field moves to really make that happen. So I think this is a very good tactic you should use to your advantage. I don't see why not. I mean, it's like there he's just dropping the ball like a moron, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to use this to your advantage. You can really pick up a lot of big yards with this. You can really frustrate people, especially in the open field, by having a crazy fast guy at tight end, as you see there, burning them for the touchdown down the seam. It's a lot harder to do that with like most of the tight ends in the game. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.